Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Cities Skylines. I hope you're all well on this Tuesday. Yep, that's what the Google says, so it must be true. I don't know. I just, maybe I trust Google too much? Probably, as I pick up my Android phone that has all my sensitive data on it. Anyway, we're going to do something a little different tonight. We are going to play on the Murky Coast. It's an older map that came with the campus DLC, but I'm gonna scroll down here because there's a creator on the workshop who has gone through and laid out city streets for a ton of vanilla maps. And I thought, it might be an interesting challenge to try to take someone else's vision for a map and turn it into something. And like try to figure out, what was it they were going for. I haven't looked at like screenshots, like of anything that they suggest, hey, put industry here or a hospital there, anything like that. I'm just gonna wing it. Um, a little bit of a different experience. I knew tonight's stream was gonna be shorter. Had a little obligation I had to take care of that meant I couldn't get on till now. So I thought, instead of having to do road layout and everything, let's just have roads done for us. Nice thing about it, since it's included in the map, I don't think we pay for it. I think those roads, the only roads we'll pay for are any that we upgrade or any that we build ourselves. Otherwise, they should just be there, which could be kind of cool. What I'm curious about is if with all these roads here, since they're part of the map, if I'm still going to be required to build a road before I can build anything else in the city. I'm guessing probably so, but we'll see. We shall see. Yeah, I hope all of you are doing well tonight. And that your new year is, it's only 3 days old. I hope it has been a good 3 days. Granted, if you're watching this 5, your New Year's now 17 days old, and I hope it's been a good 17 days. Good song by Prince, 17 Days. There's a B-side on, I don't remember, one of the Purple Rain album songs. It was a B-side on one of the singles. Yes, I used to buy singles. Well, it's taking a long time to load. I guess probably because it already has all these roads. It's gotta figure out where all those go. Hey, there we go. Ding. Let's start by building some roads. Yep, we can't do anything till we build a road. But we're going to do a couple of things before that. First, we're going to make sure that our disasters are turned on. Because, yep, random disasters, frequency, dynamic weather. Perfect. Then we're going to come into here. And I think I can get away with just the 25 tiles. I'm pretty sure everything that this map editor does, I guess they didn't make the map, they just edited it. But I'm pretty sure that everything will fit within there from what I did look at. We want our not there. We want that. We want that. We'll let them have some minor complaints. And then we want to come in here, turn off that, turn on that. Turn on that. There's lots of stuff I want to get enabled. That and that and that. There we go. And that. And then that should all be fine. Cool. So let's check to make sure. Yeah, 25 tiles just gets it all. We've got a teeny tiny corner right there that we won't be able to build anything in, but that's all right. It's odd that it just kind of stops here and didn't go on over to there. Anyways, as you can see, a lot of stuff already zoned out. There is an elevated metro, so an elevated train, basically, all throughout. A lot of symmetry in a lot of areas, but then just some other random bits here and there. I kind of like the way it looks. Like, from the screenshots I saw, I liked it. What I'm curious about is my cargo stations. This almost makes me think that this area has been carved out for an airport. given that it has two different rails and it's a bigger flat area. So that's the fun. I get to figure out what I'm gonna put where. And I think it's a cool challenge. I think this would make like a really cool like financial area. Yes, over here. This would probably just be a park. Because it's a big wide open area with a metro next to it. One thing I don't like though is if I'm looking at this right, they've got it so that the metro's all empty on collectors. Not really ideal, and I may change that anywhere that I can. Like here, I can bring it to over here instead. I don't know, maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. I'm just trying to figure out where I have a good rail connection for industry. You know what, before we do anything, there we go. So I think this might be my industry, or this might be my industry here. We've got multiple ways in and out. We've got rail and metro coming over here. I wish I knew how big depot was. What a dump, a cargo depot. But given that there's one way and it's going in the right direction for a cargo depot, I'm thinking that this was intended to be industry here. Oh, but then we have another one right here doing the same thing. This is clearly meant to be a transit hub. The original starting square was right here, so it may have been they intended industry here, city over here. So let's go with that. Let's make that a reality. But like I said, first things first, we have to go and do that before everything else unlocks. What's really funny is even though we've got highways and all that stuff put in, I still don't have access to them until we get the city built up. Same with power. I don't have, but these power plants for now. So let's see. Traffic is coming off the highway here, coming down to this roundabout. And then we'd either have to come up here and across, or down here and in this way. So we would want our power probably back here. Seems like a pretty safe bet. That way they make a right-hand turn, a right-hand turn, a right-hand turn, and then a right-hand turn into the power station. Yeah, that'll work. We will go right there for power. And then for water, I think we can safely come over here and drop in a water tower. I wish I could see zoning here. I'm gonna say that this is probably gonna work for us. And then we just need some water pipes, and then we'll be ready to start zoning. This by using this pre-made map, or zoned map, I guess. Not zoned, but all the roads built. It frees us up to just kind of start doing stuff. So if I go here, that would get that, and then I could get that block, but I wouldn't be able to get this block. So I would really need to come right here, do all of these, and then this one we will come down and around, connect that up over here somewhere. So let's just get a bunch of water pipes laid out. I mean, basically that's all we really have to, oh, and sewage. That's really all we're really going to have to spend money on is services, which is kind of cool. Ooh, I can fit those double wide there. No, I can't. Never mind. I thought I could, but I was looking at it wrong. Then we'll bring this over and bring that over. Same here, except we're going to go here. Give us better coverage. Then off of here, we'll come down and do this straight bit. And then we got to come over here and look at a few things as well. So we've got some coverage that we've missed, but I'm thinking if I just, yeah, bring that down the collector, that will take care of that coverage that we missed. Awesome. And then we'll just make a redundant connection there. And then we need to turn off the snap twos. And yes, I still, after 8 years of playing this game, don't know the shortcuts to do that via keyboard. And I probably never will. I think there's shortcuts for it anyway. Pretty sure there is. It's fine. So we need you connected up there. Cool. That gets that side covered in water, so we just need to do the same over here. So I'm going to come in through here and just highlight this whole square. I think we're going to turn that into a park. That looks a very park-like area, in my estimation. Probably intended as a nature reserve, given that there's like a big boulder down the middle of it. But that's not what we're going to put there. Do something else. Da-da-da-ding. Already getting lag, and I haven't even unpaused the game. That's exciting. Exciting's not really the right word. Frustrating. Frustrating is the right word. And we'll bring this down and have another redundant connection there. And then we just need to come over to this side and try to do basically the same thing. It looks like we've got pretty good coverage. That is literally Mount Tabor. Is it really? Does this... Oh, hey, Faker. Sorry I missed your first message. Doesn't this really make me want to become... It does. It does. I don't know Mount Tabor in Portland. Let's look it up. Yeah, pause this. Sort of map. Kind of, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it does. Definitely has a lot of similarity. That's kind of cool. There's similarity. I wouldn't say it's exactly, but I see. Yeah, I see the similarity. Total. What was it? Oh yeah, I was coming here to do this. Oh, actually, we gotta connect this dude. Let's turn angle back on, and then get rid of all these so that I can make not a curve because there aren't curved pipes, but to get around that bit there. And then let's go back in to just straight lines here and then come out under this collector. Bring this all the way down even with that, or roughly. And we'll come here. Bring that up to there. We'll bring this one up to here. But I've never played on a map where somebody's already put all of the roads in before. It's... Uh-oh. Oh, please tell me the game just didn't crash. Oh, it's saving. It already feels like it's going to be an interesting thing to try to figure out what the creators' intentions were here and what they were going for. Which, I love a good challenge, so... This covered... I mean, some of the stuff like the metros, it's kind of obvious because there's a little break in the metro line. That's exactly the same width as the above ground station. So not too hard to figure that out. But I think we are going to deviate from some of those just a little bit. And I think that is good enough to get us started. We're almost out of money anyway. So I'm just going to run that across there so that anything in the middle of the park can have stuff. And we've got water, we've got sewage, we've got power. I'm using the electric roads mod, so we will have power just as soon as I unpause. So let's figure out what we want to zone and where. So we're eventually going to have a cargo depot back here. And it's going to be coming in that way. So let's not zone on this road here. Let's kind of keep our industry back off of there. I like that there's space so that I can put in walking paths. That's kind of a nice little touch. This should be enough industry for now. And then I'm thinking here by our park, maybe not a bad idea to get some commercial, kind of like right here on this main drag. And then probably a bit more to either side. But we'll leave some aside for residential to kind of front that as well. I think we could have like a nice city services area back here. And I think that I want to leave the gap right here to bring a walking path down. That way we can bring a path in there and have it come through and make this area really pedestrian friendly. And then I think just continuing down this, we will do a bit more commercial. Very symmetrical. I'm not, I mean, I know I usually do grids, but my cities aren't usually this symmetrical. So we should probably even maybe think about a path here, because these are really long blocks. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 31. Yeah, we can have 15 to either side, so right there's the middle. No, there. Yep, now it's 15 out of the way. So if we do that, I can break up these blocks and have a path that kind of comes through here, and then later using a mod, we can just add in a handy little area crosswalks. So we will get all this filled in. I don't normally use the marquee tool. I usually just paint in an area and go, but this requires a bit more precision. So probably just a little bit more on the residential side. So here we've got this. I can come around and walk there. So I don't think we need to worry about preserving any pedestrian path right of way there. But around this corner, definitely, because I can see us bringing one back here. So there's a path all the way back here. So maybe we even want to, like right here by this crosswalk, sever that. That's a good idea. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Just thinking ahead so we don't have to use a bunch of eminent domain and knock down a ton of houses. That's pretty long, but I'm okay with it because we do have 2 streets to either side. So I think that should be enough zoning to get us going. We have 1,800 bucks. Hobo has contributed 10,000 total channel points to the channel point challenge. Where does that put us? We get 26, 28,000. So I'm going to pause the game. We're going to go into debt for just a minute, but it won't last long because we'll get people in here pretty quick. That water tower will also get power just as soon as somebody builds near it. I thought it would get power from the road, but it's just a little off of that, but it'll get power. You can see right there, once that building builds in, it'll get power. Of course, they're going to build back there first because of course they are. But guess what? You don't get water till you build up here. Which, if I'm being honest, I hope is sooner rather than later. Because we need power. There we go. They built right next to it like they were reading my mind. So now we have power, we have water. Now we just have to wait for citizens to show up. This is a really unique entrance. Like, it comes down here, then has off-ramps to a roundabout, and then they have to come all the way through here. Like, all the way down to get in. And then we've got another situation like that here, another one here, and another one here and here. It's kind of a cool way to do it. I kind of like it. And then kind of the same thing here, but a different type of trumpet, which we'll probably be making some changes to because I didn't use lane mathematics. For shame. It's taking a minute for people to get moved in, I think, just because of the long trip in. What are you griping about? Oh, you were griping that you had no hole already? You shouldn't have any trouble with that. That should be an easy shot straight in. So you can come in here, exit, turn right, turn right, turn right, and then done. Yeah, it's taking a minute for this to populate. we've got the demand. And of course, I can't check anything but really traffic and happiness right now. Hey, 86%. Happiness, 33%. Oof. What's our first milestone? 440, 460. So we're almost halfway to that. I'd like this to get into the black, well, in the green, I should say, before we hit negative 10,000, because it'll start nagging me about take a bailout, take a bailout. But then that disables achievements for this game. Not that I think I'm going to unlock any achievements with this save. It's just to kind of let's play with this map and see what we can do type thing. Yeah, we're going to get back into the green soon. Another 20 people. Yep, there we go. And boom, we're making money. Cool. So now we just got to kind of sit tight till we hit 460. We don't have any overwhelming demand. We have a lot of areas. Well, we don't have a lot of residential, though. I thought we had a lot more than that. So we may have to add in a bit more residential zoning just to get this kicked off. I kind of like to reserve this area for a school campus. Same over there. Like I'm thinking we could do some nice sporting areas for the high school. Have an elementary school with a park. This corridor definitely needs to be reserved for commercial, though. Like, no doubt about it. That needs to be commercial. So then this can all be residential. Back here. So we will start meeting some more of this demand. Let's go. Yeah, let's go here. That works. We go all the way to the corner there. And then, even though this is really close to the highway, we can put up sound walls later. Let's just keep zoning. We're almost to our goal. Leave that little gap there. We are like 8 people away from our first goal. 3 people away. Hey, so now we got to do garbage, healthcare, and schools, and trash, which is a lot on only $17,000. So we are going to have to take a loan. But first things first, we also want to make sure these people are paying their taxes. Is it 13% you can get away with? I don't know why I can't remember that. We are going to have to take a loan. I know that already. There's no doubt about it. So we're going to get garbage services in. Let's go right over here by our waste processing facility. So that everything you discard in life is together. So that gets that taken care of. Healthcare, I think we will come right up off of here. That is where I want my city services. And then our first school is going to go in right over here. Can't remember how big the large playground is. I think it's 6 tiles. We'll probably have to wind up putting the second school across the way, but for now, we've got everything that we unlocked. So now it is once again a waiting game. We're already over halfway to our next population milestone where we get a second loan, which we'll probably need, and we get police and fire coverage. Is that it? Yeah, that's all that we'll get on that. And I think we might get there off of mostly our existing zoning. We might have to add a little bit, but some of these houses should start upgrading now that there's healthcare and schools. I may go ahead and put in this second school. Educational officers. Wow, I wish your city had that. Why does the bluebird keep chirping? That's chirp. Yeah, Chirper. It's the in-game version of Twitter. And every time somebody tweets, it pops open. You can turn it off. That just selects his face. You can turn them off if they get annoying. I kind of like seeing them because it gives you an idea of what your people are thinking. Yes, I just saw a cat on the street. I love cats. That was Faith Parker. She's currently getting or washing her car. You've been reading them all? Yeah, I like them. I like the Twitter thing. I think it adds a nice little element to the game. Some of them are really funny. Some of them are really kind of creepy. I thought we were going to hit 900 with our existing. Just saw a dog walking on 2 feet. Hashtag not even kidding. Good for the dog. Let's get... I want to make sure I keep mixed uses, but I also don't want to get too heavy on commercial. Nah, the game's been out long enough that they haven't really embraced the whole fake news thing, thankfully. So for here, we want to do the same thing. So it's what, 15? Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Leave a gap and go there. Ooh. They started building before I had finished zoning. I hope they realize they have a big lot there that they can build on, and they don't build just a tiny house. I think I want to do a little more commercial right here. Just along this corridor. There it is. I knew it was about to click through. I wasn't watching the population, but I can just kind of feel it. So we've got this little city services corridor. We also have a big bite right next to a big bite, right next to a big bite, right next to a big bite. I don't know that we really need that many burger joints all right there. So we're going to use a bit of eminent domain and build ourselves a fire station right here. And a police station right over here. Let's go over here. Let's keep it kind of central. There, cool. And I don't think we have mail services yet. No, we don't. 1,400. So we get that. And then, whoops, what else did we get with that milestone? Oh, agricultural specialization. Did we get any policies yet, though? None that I'm interested in. So we're going to speed time back up and hopefully go from Worthy Village to Tiny Town, like 430 people when we're there, which we might be able to pull off without zoning anything. I don't have my ability to see levels yet. So we must not have level 2 buildings yet. Yeah, we don't. How's our education holding up? Perfect. We're fine. I love that we have high school availability, even though we can't build high schools yet. Always a good thing. Can we build libraries yet? We cannot. When do we get libraries? At 1,400 as well. I think it'd be nice to have a nice central library somewhere. So 1,100, and they've filled in most everything I've zoned. I'm holding off zoning here because I want to bring a path through, and I don't know how it's going to interrupt this area. We're also going to bring a path in all the way across here so they don't have to go out to the street to walk across. We're going to make this a very pedestrian-friendly area. So 1,150, we got to get to 14, right? We might just get there. Yes, and bicycles. We are going to do the encourage biking policy. I just noticed there are a crap ton of stoplights down here. That's not good traffic. And we're also going to upgrade a lot of these roads into bicycle paths. Like a lot of them. I do want stoplights there at those intersections, but I don't want them like here. We don't, it's just not needed. It'll be fine. But out here on anywhere I've got 2 collectors coming together, I think it'd be a good idea. And then I guess while we're waiting for the city to grow, we can set up our roundabouts properly, which is just done with a mod. Control Shift click, and it's set up. And same thing on that one. Then I'll worry about all the others at another time. I would like to make sure they are practicing some lane discipline here, but I don't really have a way to do that. Is that really just one way in each direction? Yikes. That could get very, very busy. Up to 1,300. We're almost there. But what I'm thinking is, like, make this. I don't want bicycles in the roundabout because it'll slow down the roundabout. So I'm thinking, like, here, bring a bicycle path all the way back along down here and then back and across through this, and then it can come back through here, and you can just see how these roads all connect without ever going through a roundabout that we can make just like a bicycle highway. However, before we make anything, we need to make more electricity because we're almost out. We are experiencing brownouts. How are we doing on water? We're great, and sewage is good. Garbage, not so hot, so I will throw in another recycling center. That barely gets us there, so I think I'm going to speed up time. Actually, I take that back. We're not going to do that because we just got 1,400. I know that popped away real quick. I'm going to bring it back. So we now have park areas, pedestrian areas, industry areas, landscaping, event policies, parks and plazas, and fishing industry, and all that good stuff. But we have a couple of handy city policies that we can enact. We also now have all these parks, high schools, and cool stuff. So we're gonna get started first of all on a high school, and to do that, I think I want to do a couple things. First thing is I want is this large playground, and we did leave enough space for that, so that's good. Then over here, I think is where we're gonna put our high school. Like just right here. And then next to the high school, if I have the money for it. I don't think I'm going to. Yeah, I've got like the football stadium and baseball. But we would afford them soon. So we'll hold off for just a second. So I would like to go ahead and start planning out these little campus areas. Well, school campuses. Oh god, we have a fire. We also need to get fire and police over here because right now it's kind of a drive. And so these guys are going to be complaining that they need more services before they'll upgrade. But I think, you know, high school football stadium's more important right now. And I kind of, this is going to be where we add in like our first road. Like, right now I don't think we're paying, yeah, we're not paying anything for roads because we didn't build these roads. But I want to try to see about getting a road in back here for the stadium to come across. And I may do the same thing over here for a baseball diamond. It just depends on how they fit. So what I want to do is pause for just a moment. So I want to see where this is going to go. It'll fit there if I bring the road down like that. But I could put it off over here. That'll work. It'll get in the way of where I wanted to put a path across. But we can adjust that. Yeah, we can totally adjust that. And then what I want to do here is go for, you know, as City Planner plays, the height of realism. We're going to use his parking lot. I think it would be good to have a bit of parking. Not a lot, but some parking nearby for both the students who drive as well as the high school stadium. So cool. And that will start bringing up land value in this area. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to turn on our parks and recreation. It will cost us 20% more for our parks, but it will increase the land value. And like we can watch that happen. Like you can see we've got a small pocket where it's starting to increase. But if I hit this, boom, that spread out quite a bit. And then in the very center, right by those two parks, is even higher now. So it's definitely worth the spend. One high school will be enough for now, but what I want to do is get another large playground in. There's $7,500, and that will help this side to get things done. And then we're going to turn this into a city park right here. Once we're able to, of course. Right now, we don't have any money to spend. So what's it going to cost me to get emergency services? 12 grand and 24,000. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and take out the next loan. That's what they're there for, is to help you early on. Get the city up and running. So we're just going to do it because this area is going to need services or else they will never upgrade. And we're just going to do those right across from each other. Healthcare, not as important, but I'm going to give it to them anyway. There we go. We're probably getting low on water. No, we're good. Garbage is teetering, so let's get that in then. One more garbage facility, and then I am going to go ahead and bring in another water tower, even though we don't need it just yet. I'd kind of like this to be straight across from this one. But I didn't quite line that one up very well. Right about the same distance, roughly, so that'd be about there. Lock them down. And that gets our water where it needs to be, and then, wow, I'm surprised that we can afford this. We'll go ahead and expand this out, because we're going to need to start expanding what we have zoned in to reach our next milestone, which is at 2,400. And we don't have a whole lot of stuff here. But before we do that, we are going to start a park area. Just right here in the middle. I know it looks like it's meant for a nature reserve, but we're just going to do a city park. We can always change it later if we decide to. Trying to very carefully color in the lines. I wanted to make a new one. Nope. There, see, there we go. Now I'm coloring outside the lines. Lifelong struggle, coloring inside the lines. So we'll fix it. Get rid of the bit that we blobbed. Look at that. Slight whiteout for video games. Done. Smith Gardens. Cool. Nice to meet you, Smith Gardens. And then I want to get a couple of gates in. We're going to put our main city gate. Oh, okay, never mind. No, we're not, because we can't afford it. It's 2,500 bucks, and we're currently losing money. How is that possible? Well, we've got a huge residential demand, and we've got really low unemployment, like 1%. So, okay, fair. Let's get some taxpayers in here. Because we're kind of going broke. Still don't want to zone there. So let's add in quite a bit of residential back here. Like right into here. All of this. It's weird that this has a double gap. I don't really know why that would be. And I need to bring this across to here, so I know where it is, and then we'll fill that back in because we don't need the gap there. Well, let's get some people paying taxes in the city here. Got the demand. We may as well. Oh, there's another big square there and another big square there. We can do some cool things there. So let's just paint it and then come back and remove the bit where I want the path to go after the fact. Might make this a little easier. Just grab that and go straight across, just like that. And then, actually, I want commercial all along there. So this can all be residential back here. even though we don't have the demand for commercial, I'm gonna drop it in there. Cool. Right here, got enough commercial. Let's do residential. I think that's good. And then back here, residential, kind of leading up to our high school. I could see the benefit of having some commercial over here by stadium. It's kind of a good, I hate the word, but it's kind of a good synergy. Go like that, and then we'll bring that all the way to there. Not quite onto that, because I don't want any buildings building off of that collector. And then here we're going to leave just a little bit of space behind the high school, just for a little bit of separation to the campus. And then here we're going to do just right. Actually, we need room for a walking path, so we're going to do just a little bit more commercial there, and then residential. And all this will be residential, and all of this will be residential. Again, not zoning on the collector. All right, cool. Let's hope that a lot of people move in really quick and bail out our tax situation. Yikes. I can always just raise taxes temporarily. Wouldn't hurt anything. We only need like 100 people to move in. We'll be fine. I just overspent a little bit. Yeah, see, we're already recovering just fine. We've got buildings going abandoned. That's why. Oh, never mind. It auto-deleted it before I could find out. There we go. We're back in the green now. So now we've just got to wait before we build anything else because, well, we're in the negative on money. We're just actually earning money for once. In our budget, there's really not anything we can cut right now. So we just got to leave it run until we're back making money. It's definitely a different way to play having the roads already here. Because I'm building bigger and faster than I normally would. 2,400 is our goal. We're about 460 away from that. But I think the city is coming along nicely so far. I'm quite pleased. I would like to get a library in. Excuse me. We can't afford it. $22,000, and then it costs $400 upkeep a week. But we are, oh god. This is a bad thunderstorm at 9.0. We're going to have lots of house fires. A lot of fires in general. That's why it zoomed out to show me all the lightning.
Thunderstorm is battering the city. Stay indoors until the storm has passed.
Yikes, we're just going to speed this up. I already saw, yeah, lots of direct strikes. And where those strikes are happening, we're going to see fires. Surprisingly, people are upgrading. Apparently, they love thunderstorms. Like, yeah, it storms violently in this city. Let's live here. A fire, a fire, a fire, a fire. Fire. Yikes, this is a lot of lightning. It's over. Building set on fire 2. Tree set on fire 430. So then if we turn around, yeah. There's a lot of trees out in the old countryside there that are just burning. I like that we have this huge section that they did not do anything. It was like we have our own area over here to do whatever we want with. I think this would be the better place for an airport. Ooh, this is interesting. Didn't see this earlier. I like how it's terraced. So you can zone on just one side of it, all facing out towards the water, and everybody would have a good view. It's not connected, though. It's just kind of over here. So I don't see any connections. I don't see any connections anywhere. We just kind of did it. So we'll have to connect that ourselves if we want to use it. It's fine. So we're at 2,300, 2,400 is our next goal. We'll get a bit of cash as a bonus for that. So I'm going to go ahead and start planning another city park. Connect it with a tunnel. That would be kind of cool, actually. Have a tunnel come off of here. What's up, Jumanji? Maybe we could just bring a tunnel in off of here and bring it around and connect over there somewhere. Or we could even like go here and then turn and come over here and have it connect up to this area. There it is. So now airport areas, we do have mass transit, which is buses. And we have a good policy that helps people's happiness. A lot of highway interchanges that unlocked, like a lot. Tunnel through the mountain, good. And we also are starting to see some other roads become available. Just not quite the ones we want yet. Water pipes, oh, death care, elder care, and child health care. We want to get those in for sure. So there's a lot that we need to do. We've only got $50,000 here. So let's get to it. Let's find a good place for a cemetery. I almost think like in the park would be kind of cool. Like have the park kind of incorporate the cemetery. I don't know. That would then make for a noisy cemetery. Maybe we could do something over here with it and bring another road in and kind of center it here and just have it be its own area. I like that idea. So I want it to be about here, kind of set back so that it's nice and quiet, but it is going to have a metro right behind it, so maybe there. So I need to bring a road to like right about here. And then it needs to go across and across. And that's the first road I've built. Everything else is already here. There we go. I think that would make... Yeah, that makes kind of for a nice place for a cemetery. We could have gone a little shorter. I think I am going to move it back. I'm going to hold down Alt and drag that just one back. And then we're going to do the same here. There we go. That'll give it a little bit of separation from a noisy metro station that's going to wind up being behind it. And I like that. I think that's good. So we also got our elder care and child care. And we want those in a place that they're going to cover the majority of our existing city. But it's a very big building that's going to get in the way of our path. Like, no matter where we put it, unless we put it like over here, that would be fine, but then it doesn't cover everything. We really want more centrally located than that. So let's go here for this one. And then we'll do childcare just right across the street. We're going to cram it in a little bit farther, and we're out of money. I wanted to build a library. I still haven't gotten to build that library, but I can get started on my park. So I want to bring this here, but then, oh, hello. But then I want to move it over a little bit. I mean, make sure that I keep it lined up against the road. And then just tap, tap. And that puts it where I want it to be. And then we want side gates down through here. Like I'm thinking one right here, since there's that entrance. We are going to have a crosswalk here eventually, so let's go with one right there. And then over here, let's go... Oh, not enough money. Speed up time so I get money for these. How much are these fees? $2 grand? Jeez. This is kind of rough terrain here, so I'm going to bring this one back to here. And this one can kind of go like down here. Once we get $2 grand again. I've never had budget problems building a park before. And on this side, I kind of just want to mirror what I did over there, roughly. So I'll put one here. Actually, we'll go here. And then the other one right here. Again, keeping in mind where the crosswalks are going to be. Actually, let's put it right on where the crosswalks are going to be. That just cost me a lot of money for that mistake. Or that correction. Well, it couldn't make up its mind if I could build it or not. And then, let's get some fencing here. Formalize this area as something special. And since I snapped them all to the road, which are all on the grid nicely, it should let me just put these fences in without any problem. Thankfully, the fences are cheap. And that one doesn't want to cooperate, so let's go this way. There we go. Cool. And then we just need a path through here. For that, I want to turn on this. Just to be sure we're mostly paying attention to our topography. Bring it through like that there, because we've got a big hill right there. Over here, I think I can bring it back a little farther. This is going to be a bit of a challenge here. This is a self-leveling path, though, so yeah, that takes care of that. So then I'm going to turn off all my snap twos and just bring this back and around, like here. And we'll turn on just angle and road guidelines and use our curved road tool and get a nice curve to finish that out. And then over here, it's kind of the same story in that I've got some challenging terrain to deal with. I don't like these being that close to the entrance. I don't know that I really have much of a choice. So I'm going to try to get this to follow here. And then I'm going to turn my road guidelines back on and try to get a curve here. That'll work. I don't know why it brought me out of that view when I did that. That was weird. And then here, I think we can go back just a little bit safely. Bring that over to like here and join up there. And then this one can go like here. And instead of just doing straight roads or straight paths everywhere, we will kind of curve this in. Then turn angle and road guidelines back on. Grab the curved road tool and bring that in real nicely. I don't like that junction right there, but we're just going to live with it. What are you complaining about? Taxes are too high. What? I thought they would tolerate 13%. Since when don't they tolerate 13%? I don't know, but I finally have enough money to build my library. Granted, I don't have anywhere to build my library. I kind of wanted it really centrally located, but it's such a big building. I guess I could just take all that space. Once again, eminent domain. Looks nice. It's down here by our other city services. Also, what we need to get in is post office. And this looks really good sitting on a corner. So I think we're going to bring it in here. Yeah, that'll work. And then we're going to get just a couple things in this park. We're going to do our policies to encourage people to come here. And surprisingly, raising the price causes people to visit more often. Then we're going to come in here and we're going to hit recreational use, which gives us increased tax income, increased tourism, reduces the crime rate, but does increase the police budget. Thank you. And then we're going to recycle plastic, and we are going to turn on recycling. Both of those, recycling will just reduce the garbage accumulation. It will offset the tax boost we just got from legal weed, or well, legal drugs. And this will make our recycling centers more efficient, so we won't have to build as many of them. We probably should have checked that before we did everything else, but well. So I want to come into here, go back into this view, and figure out where we can get some of these plazas and things. Let's get like our main fountain plaza right here by this entrance. Just kind of right there, and we're going to do 2 of them. And then we also got our chessboard. I only want 1 of these. We're going to put it right right here in the middle. And then that should be more than enough. Yeah, we've got more than enough entertainment value for it to upgrade. And people are using this as like a way to get across town. So we're getting a lot of visitors, which is kind of why it's nice having it there. Ooh, we're having power issues. We are right on the cusp of a brownout, so we'll do that. Water should be good. Yeah, water's still good. Awesome. So we are going to spend the next several minutes placing paths to make this a nice pedestrian-friendly area. I'm going to turn all these snap tubes back on, and we'll come back and add our crosswalks later. For now, I just want to get the paths in, because it's going to take a little bit, because there's a lot to do. Line up right up, right. You had it. There you go. And this will help with the overall walkability of the town, if that's even really a word. I mean, I guess I could put that in the middle where it's wanting to go, but I'd really like to... And we'll just put it in the middle where it's wanting to go then. Then here we have a challenge, because we've got... See, here it doesn't want to go in the middle. Here it wants to go to the side. But we have a challenge with the elder care facility. So what we're going to do is... Ooh, it's not going to let me go there, is it? It's not. So I wanted to get a path in through there, but it's just like, nah. You're not doing it. So we'll just go ahead and close that off then. That will never develop into anything. I think what we're going to have to do here is bring down the size of what we have here to just like that. And then we can bring up the size of what we have here. We're not going to put anything there. We're going to bring it and put that in. And then we'll have the path come in right like that. Not the best, but not the worst either. I wouldn't mind if we just had a little curve here. So I'm gonna back that out a little bit. And bring that up to there, and then up to there as well, and then perfect. Like so. Looks kind of funky, but it's alright. I'm okay with funky. And then since we've got this little gap here next to our retirement facility, we will utilize it. And then here, I guess we could just like come straight through and use a bit of eminent domain on that business. So sorry about your business. And then bring this up, over, and down like that. Does kill that, but that's okay. Not a problem. We don't have to have everything filled in with zoning. In fact, I'm going to get rid of that house right there and just make the library its own little place. We might even be able to get in some parking behind the library, possibly. Nope, never mind. Doesn't fit. I thought we could, but we can't. So that's zoned, so that should eventually fill back in. People are upgrading like crazy. Like, what are we up to in a lot of these areas? I think a lot of it's because of the park. Yeah, our city park really boosted land value in the middle here. We still have a few people complaining about taxes. It seems to be hit or miss, though. Usually they're fine with paying 13%. So I'm not really sure what's up with that. While we're not spending a ton of money, let's, I can't pay that one off yet. Still owe just a little bit more. Right, back to paths then. So that gets that little quadrant done. Let's take a look at what we want to do over here. And I'm keeping them back away from the houses whenever I can. So, I mean, because who wants to have, you know, a public walkway like that right up against your back door? Nobody. So that'll give us the ability to have some privacy for our citizens. Go through there. Ooh, this one is being all kinds of... We gotta turn off road guidelines. There, that's better. Just grid, please. Oh, I just realized. Okay. I was like, why are these houses not zoning in? And I see why. I did a goof. So we're gonna get rid of that so we can get rid of these two houses. maybe. They're very stubbornly holding on to their land. And we'll put that back in. There we go. Lovely, lovely. So that gets that little area done. So let's see what we're going to do here, which is going to be... This is where I want to turn my road guidelines back on. So I want to bring that to there. I want to bring this to here. And then I just want to use my curved road tool to connect this. And then I want to go here with a straight path. And it's saying that everything's already occupied because I was right next to the road. So now that we've got that in, we know what size houses we can get away with here. So we'll do like that. Oops, did not get all that. And then these guys can fill in because we're not going to do anything on this side, I don't think. Cool. So that's all of that side connected. Well, you know, I think we have an opportunity here to get a nice path through here. So let's get this to go right there, because I think that will... Let's turn anarchy off. I'm pretty sure... hello? Oh, I need anarchy on, because it says it's crossing over the tunnel. It's not. Yeah, see, what I was hoping for happened. The playground's connected up there. So people can get to the playground from over here without having to go on city streets. Let's fix this. Let's go underground, grab that node, and then come back above ground. Just knock this down a few notches until there's not so much of a hill there. That works. Let's look at our elevation. Maybe a little more. Actually, a little up. No. Right there. That's good. That'll work. Still a little bit of a bump there in the trail, but I can live with it. And we could honestly even bring this path on across. Oh, hi. We're not worried about the park right now. We're just making money at the moment, which is why we're just building paths. Because I want to let the city get some funds in their coffers before I go on to the next thing. So here, let's go out right where it's suggesting, if it'll let me. Bring that to about here, and then I'm going to switch to bridge mode. Bring that across. Oh, I did that without anarchy, but then it did a weird. Actually, I don't want that there. I wanted to do something different here. I don't know why it did that. I want to go here. Put it on the ground, please. Like there. Okay, that path still exists somehow. There to there. And I want to repeat that over here. Oh, hello. Hello. Come on. Stop it. There we go. I want to repeat this over here. Bring this in. And then I want to see if I can get across here. And yeah, that was stupid. I'm surprised it let me build that. Let's try that again, because now it should do that as a bridge. It's not going to, so we're going to make it do it as a bridge. And for some reason, those paths keep disconnecting. I don't quite understand what's up with that. It's very weird. Okay, well, we'll just have to... Well, that one came back. What is even happening? Very strange. Cool, so now they've got a way across here. I just want to clean this up a little bit because it looks a little strange. I mean, it's connected, but I just don't like the way it looks, so I'm just going to drag that over a little bit, and then probably the same down here. Yeah, just drag that over a little bit. Awesome, so let's get on this side some of our crosswalks in. I don't really need one here because I can come down here and cross, but I think here it'd be important to have a crosswalk. You're not terribly familiar with this game, but your hometown officials really need to play it. City Skylines is pretty fantastic, man. It's a good way to kill some time. This is probably gonna throw an error. Yep, it always does, but it doesn't actually break anything. I've been into city builders since city builders have been a thing. And I really, really enjoy them. So for some reason, my path disappeared back here too. And it came back when I did that. So that's cool. Very strange. So there, we've just managed to put in some crossings. If I wanted to, I could even put like a traffic signal there to make the cars stop, but I don't think it's really necessary. So looking pretty good. That's the crossings there, that's the crossings there. So let's keep working our way around here. We've got equal demand for everything, which means I can just kind of ignore it for now. And not have to worry about anything because we're not out of balance anywhere. The city just wants to grow. But it's not any one particular area that we are struggling with. It's that one there. So then just continue what we did on the other side. There is a YouTuber that is an actual city planner who plays this game. And it's really cool because, you know, as best as he's able to, he actually tackles it from the approach of a real life city planner. Of course, you know, it is a game, so there are some things by its very nature you're going to have to take liberties with. But for the most part, he's very, very true to what a city planner would need to keep in mind. And it's really cool seeing him plan out a town in the game in that light, and in that spirit, because it shows you just a lot of different things you can do. And interestingly enough, a lot of the stuff that he does actually winds up working well for the game. So I want to bring in this path around our stadium here, like that, and that should connect to the stadium, but it's not. So what we're going to do is bring it out one more here and connect to the parking lot. There we go. And then try to get a bridge across back here. So that's in there. And I think it's 7 that I need to come up. 7 meters. Can I get away with 6? No, it's got to be 7. So we can bring that there and then just bring it down. And then over here, same thing. Just bring it down and have it delete it. Don't know why. Also, you didn't try to join that. I don't know why you didn't, but you should have. Fine. Yeah, there. I want to go to there again. Go up to there. There. So now we've got a lovely pedestrian facility right there to get. Like you can go from your house here over to the high school there without ever touching a road, and that's, I think, a good thing. Back to path building. The city is making tons of money right now. So we need to come through here and get this down on the ground. Do that just by pressing home. And it lowers it back down to the 0 height. Oh god, we're getting all those extra guidelines again. Yeah, we gotta turn off-road guidelines. That will never ever work. Yeah. And then we want to come through here, but we do want our road guidelines here because it should put me in the middle. Except it's not. Thanks, game. I want to be in the middle here, so let's turn off grid and just freehand this one in as best we can. And then here I made a mistake. I didn't leave space for this to come through. Womp womp. And then we'll do that there as well. So we lost a few buildings, but that's okay. Then here we want to bring this back for the campus, and then I'll even go ahead and make a connection back here. It's a bit redundant, to be honest, but it's fine. My eye itches, pardon me. Ah. Then we just need to come back in here. Maybe, there we go. Got almost 200 grand sitting in the bank. The city is sitting at 4,200 people. And I don't know if you've been watching the population counter in the bottom, but it's, even though I've not zoned anything in a long time, the city is continuing to grow, and that's happening because buildings are upgrading from level 1, which that's a level 1 that hasn't quite upgraded. You know, that's just 3 households lives there, only 6 people. Compare that to a level 3 building where we've got 11, 17, 21 people that are living. So that's where our growth is coming from as they upgrade. I mean, obviously, these are, you know, modeled after single-family homes, but they're saying 5 households live there. I don't know, I guess it's broken down to apartments somewhere. Who knows? The realistic population mod would make that 1 household, and you would have to zone a ton of residential. I'm okay not using that mod, because it would totally change the way I have to play the game, and I don't wanna. As it is, I'm already changing things up a lot by doing what I'm doing tonight, by building on somebody else's roads, basically. So we'll bring this one over here. Just need to do this one, and then put in some crosswalks. And then we can resume zoning and thinking about maybe some bus lines and things like that. Though a town of 4,000 with its own bus service. But again, it's a game. And it wants mass transit early. I think I will connect here where our cemetery is. But, you know, and just kind of make that accessible from a couple different areas. So awesome. We have a pretty high industrial demand, which means we probably have unemployment creeping up. Yeah. But that's okay. We can deal with that pretty quick. I do want to come in here and get a warehouse in, because these warehouses help them to not have to export so much stuff. In fact, I'm going to do 2 of them. And if we just make these, if we come down here and watch, if we make these just commercial zone goods, you're going to see a lot of these industries start delivering over to these too, like pretty quick. Well, usually they do. I guess that nobody had anything to export. Interesting. But because we're importing a bunch of stuff still. Okay, that makes more sense. So how are we doing on power? Getting a little lower. Eventually going to decommission our coal plants and turn to geothermal. Water is stable. Trash, stable. How about postal service? Ooh. We could use another post office. Be careful, because these do generate quite a few vehicles. So let's do one like right here on this corner. Just take out that gas station. Fine with it. It's a nice looking little neighborhood. You got your Olive Garden, Orchard Italia. I mean, you can look at that and tell it's an Olive Garden without ever seeing the sign, can't you? And then right next door, a little shopping center where you can get some ice cream, some donuts, some more donuts, and some books. And you come down here and buy records? Is that a record store? Oh. Record store still exists. Look at all the pedestrian use. Oh, that makes me so happy. And bicyclists. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's a busy avenue right underneath it, but it's still a nice place to walk. Oh dear. Hello, traffic. I was really afraid that this was going to wind up just being insufficient. with just 2 lanes, or 1 lane going each way. It really is. Okay, I see what's going on. This is temporary. We've got trucks. This traffic is temporarily trying to fill these. Since we don't have enough industry to fill them, it's trying to fill them by importing things. Okay, I understand what's happening now. So we're going to come over here with some more industry, since we have the demand for it. I want to get rid of some of this industry, though, because this is going to be like a transportation hub. And I mean, if you get off the bus in a new city, you really don't want to be confronted with the smell of industry right away. But what we will do to commemorate that was an industrial park at one time is we will put in Statue of Industry. There we go. Done. And those will eventually go away and then be replaced by these buildings over here. So let's just check our services real quick. Looking good. Healthcare coverage could be better, especially towards this end. Oh, that's childcare. Healthcare. There we go. It still could be better. This end is kind of struggling. So let's throw in another clinic back here. Let's go for the different building model, just to help out this end of town. Fire coverage is kind of the same story. It's not the best down here. So we are going to have to use a bit of eminent domain on a few places here, which means police coverage is going to be the same story as well. Yep. So we will use eminent domain there. Cool. Let's pay off our loan. That way we're just making that money. Have we unlocked any new policies? I don't think we have. We haven't hit a milestone in a while. We're at 4269. Our next one is at 4600. We still have people complaining about the tax rate. It's just really weird. Normally you can get away with 13. I guess I'll just lower it down to 12, see if that makes them happy. Yep. Alright, 12 it is. This place is going gangbusters. The only reason it hasn't upgraded is because it doesn't have a high enough entertainment value, which we can fix real quick. We have the money for it. So we'll come back into our city park menu. The only thing we've unlocked recently is gazebos, but we will throw in a gazebo or two. And this will pretty quickly hit its next goal. Not quite, actually. We gotta go a little more. Well, then I guess it's another gazebo. Right there. Is that enough? Yep, that was enough. And I know what else I forgot in this park that we can add in real quick. But before I do that, I want to come into this view and come over to my nature trail and select this dirt path and then look at our elevation. I'd kind of like to make a nice little hiking path right through here. We've got some challenging elevation changes there that would make for a really good hiking trail. So we're just going to try to follow this slope that's right here and then try to follow it down over here as best we can. It's probably going to be about as best as we can do. Then we're going to turn all these back on. This one's just going to come out straight, but this one needs to be a curve round to like that. Makes kind of a weird thing in the pavement, but I'm okay with it. I don't really care. And then now we've got, you know, a little hiking trail back here. That's all it's really gonna have. I'm not gonna put any assets back here, any features or anything. I just wanted the place for people to go. So over on this side, this is all a lot of commercial, so it kind of makes sense on this side for, you know, the people who work in the shops and things to have a nice little cafe they could go to. And then we'll throw in some park restrooms and we'll put our park info booth right there. And now, that's still not enough entertainment value for our next level. Oof. But we have some high value assets in the climbing frame. So we can get one of those in for the kiddos to come play on. It's just more residential over here, so we'll put this right at this entrance. What's that do for us? Almost there. Maybe if we throw in one more climbing frame somewhere? I don't know where, though. Let's take a look at what our zoning is. We've got a lot of residential there. So maybe if we relocate that gazebo there, and then come in here with another climbing frame. And then that should get us there. Yeah. Cool. So as soon as we get 10,000, this will be a 5-star park. They'll be charging a lot of money to get in. It'll jump up to $40 per person that walks through there. And again, people are just using it as a way to get from one side of town to the other. So we're kind of cheesing that game mechanic just a little bit. What I didn't do earlier was finish my crosswalks, and we need to do that now. Again, here, we don't really need it, but here I think is beneficial. So we're just using the node controller renewal mod that lets us either edit an existing node or add a new one. And in this case, we're just adding new ones to create crosswalks. And we did that side, so is that all I need? I think I need some over here. Yeah, I need one on here. I don't know why it throws an error sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. It's peculiar. And that should be about it. I'm not going to do a crosswalk here, so they can come down here to get to the park anyway. Putting a crosswalk here wouldn't really do anything other than just give them another place to cross. And I don't think they really need that. So that should be all set. I was really hoping that I was going to be able to get to our next milestone without zoning. I want to check. Elementary school capacity is fine. High school capacity is fine. However, high schools don't have the best coverage. So we could probably do with bringing a high school over to this side of town, even though we don't technically need it. So we're going to put that there, and then we're going to build... I'd like to do another little athletic facility, but I don't know that anything we have is going to fit. You know, even the soccer pitch is too big. The baseball stadium is way too big, but that doesn't mean we can't move things around. We could totally move things around. Or we could just do the soccer and leave some room here. Or we could just come behind the high school, do basketball and tennis, and then tennis across the street. I like that solution better. And then, once again, just a bit of parking. Since this is both a public park and high school in this area, we can put our parking lots in right there. So that means this would be a nice place for a bit of commercial right there. And then... let's see, where else do we want to... Whoa, game, come on, stop it. Let's throw in a bit of commercial. No, I take that back. The cemetery's there. Kind of running out of places to put commercial. We can bring a little bit in right here. Gonna have to move over into a new area soon. We've got people complaining of lack of employees. I wouldn't mind a few homes here in front of the cemetery. I think that's fine. Then we've got another opportunity for walking paths here that we're not going to do anything with them yet. You know, back here would be a fine place for commercial, just some smaller shops. Because that's going to be noisy right there by those rails anyway. So let's start thinking buses. Where can I put a bus depot? We're going to have a bus hub there eventually, I think. Looks like that's what that's reserved for. So I'm going to bring this way back into the corner here. So that is a really busy route in and out. So maybe instead we put our bus hub back this way. Or even maybe back here. Now that's where I want my power plants to go, and same for here. So can it fit here? No. I guess we'll put it here. And they can make a right turn to get out. So now we can add bus lines. And those will raise land value as well, though we're doing really well. And we've got some really, really high land value right in through here. And that's impacted by the fact that there's just a ton of city services right here in this corridor. They've got a library, they've got their healthcare, they've got fire coverage, they've got a post office, and they've got police, and they've got a massive city park all right there, right at their doorstep. Just dawned on me that I never zoned in down here after I put the path in. Fill that in, fill that in, fill that in, and fill that in. Cool. And the rest of this is just going to sit open. We may do some offices along here once we get offices. We'll see. We will see. So let's leave a little gap here. Maybe even a little gap down there. Like, that's as close as we'll go with residential on that side. And then this will give us an opportunity for some more commercial through here. Some little neighborhood shops. Fill all that in as well. And that should take care of our commercial demand. We're up to almost 4,400. I really don't want to add any more zoning. So let's do the bus routes, and then we'll think about what else we need to do. So we've got two distinct sides to our town here. And we're going to eventually have a metro station there. As you can see the gap in the line. So that will be our main metro station. And there'll be one over here, but we would have to get a path over to it. And there's going to be a stop there, and a stop there. So these guys aren't really going to be serviced, and I'm not going to be able to get a path across. I mean, I can put a path across, but they're still going to have to come down here, so I'm not going to add a crosswalk there. So I really need my bus lines down here to kind of come down by where this is going to be. So we'll start one for this side. We'll come back like here. Because the station will be here, so they can walk up and around the corner. So if we start here, and then kind of just go every couple blocks, like we'll hit the high school, go make sure we get a stop right here by this crosswalk. Actually, that's on the... No, there's no crosswalk there. But there is one there. So we'll grab that, and then we'll come back around over here by the park. And then we'll jump into here. And then complete it? Question mark? I don't want to put a bus stop out here. Or on this, because that's a collector, and that would be bad. What I could do is maybe then just have it loop back. Yeah, let's have it be... What do they call that when it loops back on itself? Circulator? I think it's circulator. There, so that'll be our first bus route, and then we'll kind of do the same thing on the other side, but thinking about how they're going to get to the mass transit stop. So here we will go on this, and then we'll work our way backwards. And do stops in roughly the same places. Chirper is getting in my way. And that should give us pretty good coverage. So we want to go down, what? Next one would be down here by the high school. Then we could do with a stop here, but that's... No, that's not too complicated. But then how would it get back out to pick that one back up? It really wouldn't. To loop around here is a really strange movement. So maybe we just embrace that strange movement and kind of force it to go where we want it. Yeah, there we go. That works. And then we wind up having a couple stops close to each other, but that's okay. And then it will terminate right back here. Where's it going to go? Yep, that's where I want it to go. Cool. So that gets that side covered with buses. I just want to change my colors, though, so that I can differentiate them better. Let's get that, and then just slightly... There we go. Now I can easily tell which is which. And then over here, I don't know yet, because we're going to have a bus station here. Plus, I don't know that we really need buses over here right now. I guess to bring people to work, but then we would need to also have a bus that comes over here that interfaces with these. We can do that. What we'll do is we'll make our stop right out here so that later I can just drag it into the bus station. Actually, maybe here. Actually, I wouldn't have to loop around because the way the bus stations work. So this is going to go here. Just going to make a quick loop around here, honestly. That's all it needs to do. Bump back here and then go back. And then again, eventually there'll be a bus station there. And then for here, we're just going to get a line that interfaces with these two lines here. And then it's just going to come right back. And it's just a way to get over here to this line. Since we don't have metros yet, it just helps us have a way back and forth. And I'll go brighter pink. Start getting into our purples. That's almost Twitch purple. I don't anticipate a whole lot of ridership on this line, but I want to take a look at what our numbers are. We've already got 75 on that first line, which looks to be more than sufficient. Each bus can hold 30. We can change to a different bus if we need to, but it looks like that's good. We're saving 100% of car trips, which means we've got a really well planned out bus route. So those 66 people would have driven a car otherwise. So we got 66 cars off the road. Come back, please. We do have one really busy stop here. But I think once the buses unbunch, because right now they're bunched up, they will over time spread out. You can see like some of them are waiting before they go. That's their unbunching mechanic. Yeah, I think it'll be fine once they get unbunched. And then I really don't expect a lot over here. You know, there's like one dude and one dude waiting. So not a lot. And then here, same thing. I don't really expect a whole lot of passengers. So cool. That got us to 4,300 by adding bus routes. Unemployment is fine. We are slowly starting to see some level 4 houses pop up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we don't have level 5s yet. And they're complaining about power. Interesting. But we still don't have power plant that I want to add, which is unfortunate. So for now, we're just going to have to throw down an extra coal plant just to meet needs. And then water is going to become a concern soon. So we're going to continue expanding our water facility back here. In the real world, you don't have all your water towers right by each other. They're spread out. This is a video game, and we're going to take advantage of that. Go ahead and increase our sewage treatment as well. Can I get one more there? I can. And that should have us, yeah, that has us perfect for that for now. And then garbage processing looks fine, so I'm not going to worry about that. I do want to make sure that the mail is being picked up everywhere, and it is. Awesome. So now we've just got to get to that 4,600. And we actually just lost a few citizens, but I think that was due to upgrades. It's kind of weird how it works. Like, the people that were in the house move out. New people move in. We don't yet have the streets with trees. That'll help land value a bit as well, which will help some upgrades. But I think I'm just going to let it run and see if we can't get that 4,600 without adding any new zoning. I'd like for this area to be able to support that next milestone. I just don't know that it's going to be capable of doing so. I do like our little cemetery area. I think that's kind of nice. We'll put some trees in and things like that, make it feel like a really nice destination. And we'll do the same thing back along this railroad line. There's a lot of railroad running through here, which I'm really excited about. We've got this huge rail yard here with tons of interchanges. Hey, our park reached its final phase. So we will add in one of those trampoline parks just so it's there, I guess. Don't really need it. And it looks like I can get that in right there, but let's bring it over here just to be safe and it's on a nice flat area. And as you drive by, you can watch people, you know, break their legs. It looks really funny with everything sped up. There we go. There's like boingy, boingy, boingy. I've never been to a trampoline park. They look like a fun. But I would probably die. So we've got a lot of pedestrian usage on our paths. And that's why I wanted to get them in. Because it gets them off the streets. And by having good connectivity for pedestrians, they're less likely to drive. And if they're less likely to drive, that leaves our traffic nice and clear. Which means industry and commerce can take advantage of the streets and not be clogged up with a bunch of passenger cars. Mass transit helps accomplish that as well. Interestingly, we're not getting any visitors to our really expensive parks, which is a little unfortunate. What's our tourism like? Do we even have any? We have a few tourists coming in. We can definitely expand upon that by coming into our unique buildings and grabbing the city arch, increases tourist capacity, and we'll plop that in right here at the entrance. And then to help people like go visit that, we're going to add in a nice little pathway up to it. And I think I want to kind of curve this. Let's turn off all of our snap twos. Why is that wanting to go up like that? I don't want that to be a bridge. I want it to be on the ground. Go like there, and then right over to this. Same thing over here. We're just going to kind of meander a bit back to it. Let's actually bring it down and then up. Bring that in like that, and then they can come visit it and come out here on the sidewalk, but they can also come through these paths and get to it. There we go. See somebody using the path. And then soon-ish, I don't know when we get it. There's a nice bus hub that I think is going to work well. The bus intercity bus hub at 7,000. I think that will fit nicely right here. You can see there's a lot of tunnels to help people get back and forth to the metro station that'll be here. And then come over here to a bus station. So that'll be a nice interface for the metro. But we're definitely losing people instead of gaining people. And that's not the direction we wanted to see this go. I'm tempted to remove this path and put a road there and just get some zonable land. What's it going to intersect? Only that. Which... That's fine. We can replace those paths that I just killed. That's easy enough to do. Come on, get on that one right there. That's fine. That'll work too. We'll go there. And you know what? We can go ahead and do some commercial there, and I don't want commercial right next to that, but I do want to do residential back here by these parks. And maybe even a smaller couple lots right there. That'll get us a bit more zoning. I don't want to get right up next to these tracks with residential, but we're going to get close. And the rest of it will be commercial. And maybe that will be enough to get us to our 4,600. because they're going to upgrade fairly quick. So I think our land value is pretty... it's not the best out here. That should help bring it up some. I'd really like to get some houses in by this water. But you can see it already has, like... That's basically no land value. This is medium land value without anything on it. Oh yeah, there's no water running under that road. My bad. There you go. You can flush your toilets now. At Penny's instead of Denny's. The city's looking pretty fantastic, I think. It's a small little town, but I like it. Don't want to obviously put a road here because we've committed this to be park area. Speaking of, that thing's making bank. Like, hey, 420. I don't think that's going to get us to our 4,600. It did not really move our population much. Are we getting an aging population? Is that what's happening? Yeah, we've got more deaths than births right now. Which could be due to healthcare. Our average health is kind of high. This place is supposed to help. Not this place. This place is supposed to help your birth rate out. And of course, this is supposed to help your people live longer. But it doesn't seem like we're really having a huge impact on our birth rate right now. Well, now we're growing. But the purple, the plum color houses are retirees. Your greenhouses are just families, and then the single people are in your, like, just purple houses. The light purple. The plum color is the, or as I like to say, the prune color is the retired folks. Why did you guys build such tiny houses there? You can build a much bigger house there. Let's help you realize that dream. That's a lot of wasted space right there. Have they done that anywhere else? There's some weird zoning things happening there. No, it looked like it was just there. There we go. We're getting some bigger houses now. Well, it will eventually be a big house once it upgrades. Right now, it's just a teeny tiny house. Cute little house, though. Be perfect for just, you know, 2 people. Even just 1. I would like to live in one of those tiny homes. I think it'd be cool. Decent pedestrian usage through here. Not as much as I'd like to see, but this bridge, it's very useful. That's awesome. So yeah, we're definitely not going to get to our next upgrade. So what I think I might do is make this like a bedroom community. You know, just housing. And take care of a lot of this. I'm going to go ahead and run a bus line through so that it's already in service when people move in. And I think we'll start it here because, again, that'll interface nicely with our existing metro line back here. And then let's bring it back. Let's just go in this corner. That'll be fine. And then up into here. And then we'll catch that. And then we'll come back. And that will be more than sufficient for that area. It's good coverage. Just want to, you know, not have them have to walk very much. So I do, even though we don't need schools in this area, they're pretty far away. So I just want to ensure that people have access. And we're going to use these alternative ones here. Because why not? Let's bump that as far back this way as I can, which isn't very far. So instead, let's put it on this corner. And throw our large playground in here. Right here next to it. Like, bump that as far over as I can. But that's good. Actually, it could go over one more. So I'm going to put it over that one more. But it said it could a minute ago. Let's move it there and relocate it once more. There we go. Cool. So we'll put that there for elementary school. And then I want to get a high school in as well. Again, we don't need these over here. I just want them over here. Let's do that here. We're not going to do too much commercial in this area. And you can have maybe like one of these big tennis courts, maybe? Where are my big tennis courts? There you are. It doesn't really fit. I would have put it there if we would have put the high school over there. Yeah, maybe we'll change this up then. Let's move some things. Yeah, I know you don't have water. You'll be fine. Trust me. So let's bump the high school there and then put in this really large tennis complex right behind it. And then we'll move the school to face the high school, and then we'll bring the playground in here. And then we can utilize the playground for our path through here. This is not snap to anything at all. There we go. Put that to there, and that should have made a connection, but didn't. So we're going to use Anarchy and make one. And I'm going to get my paths in before we get everything else in. And then, of course, water pipes as well. Because they will, you know. Although, people like to flush their toilets. That right there. And then straight up. Not perfectly aligned, but it's perfectly close enough. I'd like to bring a path in across here, and I've got those rails in the way. The only way I'd be able to do it would be to bring it like here and start a ramp up and then come over and back down, which I might do. We'll investigate that, because I do want to have a ramp over here. Yeah, that might be worthwhile. Start Anarchy back off for a minute. Don't want to accidentally build where I don't intend to. If I brought this back here, then we came through here with this, that could work. I could bring this out to right here. I'm going to have to build it here to start with. And then, actually, if we brought it across right here, switch off our on-the-ground only mode. And that there, and that's going to be really steep, isn't it? That's not too bad. And then bring this down to here and then under. And that gets us a pedestrian bridge through that area. Then we could bridge this area here. So that connection, and then I want this to come out. Really want this to follow this road, but it doesn't want to. Yeah. So let's go to about here with that, and then we will go to our curved road tool, curve up, and make that connection. I like that. I like that a lot. I could do a path through here, but I don't think we really need it. I mean, there's space for it, but I don't really think it's all that necessary. Like, you would have to go right there, and then just basically follow this around. Even then, it doesn't want to curve properly. Maybe if I use the freeform tool. Yeah, it doesn't really want to snap to where I would want it to be. So we're not going to do that. We'll bring this one in, and then we'll connect this one back here. And then we'll get some water pipes, and then we'll start getting some people moving in. Yeah, I think that's some pretty good connectivity through there. I dig it. So then come out of the park here. So let's just let them also continue their journey there. Cool. Water pipes. Water pipes, water pipes. So we will bring this down here to here. Back up across here. And back here. We will go do that straight bit, and we're going to turn all of our snap twos off. And, oh, I have a reminder for Brandon. That's my Google Home, in case you're wondering. Let's turn my snap tubes back on for a second so that I know I've got a nice straight bit there. Turn them right back off. Finish that connection up. And again, if you're struggling to make curved pipelines and keep them under your roads, the game kind of gives you a guideline. Like, I made that segment using that grid. I just went from one side of it to the other, and then from that one to that one, and that one to that one. And it makes decent curved sections, since we don't have curved pipes. Because in reality, pipes usually aren't curved either. They're straight bits that, you know, will have like a 90 whenever they need to, but for the most part, pipes don't curve. Not city water pipes, anyway. You know, pipes in your home might, but high pressure line in the city, it's usually going to be a bunch of straight segments linked together. And this is all curved, so we just need to do this all the way around. And again, just using that little gap right in between the little zoning sections. You know, you can't draw as big of a pipeline. You know, a lot of people are just tempted to just put pipes wherever they want to in the game, and that's fine. If that's your playstyle, go for it. But water pipes belong under roads. It's where they are in reality. Like, in the real world, that's where they go, because that makes them easier to service. Because if they were underneath your property, underneath the school, you know, they would have to dig up your property and then probably pay to fix that. Bad Luck Johnny has contributed 2,000 to the Community Channel Point Challenge. I am going to be playing a game I probably don't want to play. That's alright. What's up, Johnny? How you doing, man? Let's do just a couple of areas of commercial. Not a lot. Kind of over here by our schools. Just like there. And then we need to look at our healthcare coverage over here, because it's abysmal. We also want to look at our child care coverage, which is not the greatest. But what we could probably do is get our child care in. Not left myself a whole lot of space for that. Let's put it here, and then we'll fix this path. Yeah, no, let's put it here. Fix that path. And same for elder care. We could probably get away with one there. And then that's right there by all of that commercial. And then I want a post office, like, right there. All those commercial buildings are like, dude, we just built the building and you just tore it down. I'm like, yeah, no, deal with it. Doing it again. Haha. Suckers. And then here we'll run across. Here we'll run across. And then we could do just a couple more little pockets of commercial here. I don't foresee this being very busy. So even though I don't normally zone on my collectors, I will. And then that could get really busy, so I'm not going to do anything there. We will do this little area up here. Keep this a shopping district right there. And the rest of this, residential. I'll do commercial, commercial, commercial there. And then this should get us to our goal. And finally, I get to use the paintbrush tool and fill these in faster. Except for there, because that'll make that not work the way I want it. And honestly, I shouldn't have done it there either, because I don't want these houses right against the path. Because again, do you want people out for their nighttime walk with their dog looking into your living room? No, you don't. I should have put a path through here, and I'm gonna before anything builds. I mean, I guess if you do want people looking through, you know, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you for that. Maybe just a teeny tiny bit more commercial. Right. Because we still have a decent demand for it. It's like right there. Here's some houses. And here I want to be selective of where I put them. Because I don't want weird shaped houses. I think it's just these few blocks that I have to worry about. There. One kind of in the middle of that, one kind of in the middle of that. That one there, one here, one there, little teeny tiny one there, little teeny tiny one there, smaller one there, and a smaller one there, and the rest of these should just be able to zone. Oh, we got some odd shapes here too. I just kind of like to zone the odd shapes where I want the houses to go, so I wind up maximizing my densities. Otherwise, they'll just build really strange houses, and you don't use the space very well. So we will get, oh, this is on a bit of a hill, it looks like. These are all fine down here. Maybe a smaller one there, and then we can get a few up here along this area, but not many. Because we've got that shoreline right there, and it will do weird things. And by weird things, I mean it'll deform the shoreline. So that one, and everything else is normal shape. Nope, we got one there. Right there. Now we're good to fill in the rest of these, which isn't very many, but that's okay. Cool. And then just to, give this area something a little unique, we're going to come in here to... Oh, we don't have tourism and leisure yet. That's got to be 4,600 as well. Well, we're 15 people away from that, so let's get there. I want to put a little pier right here, like right here. There we go, 4,600. We finally reached that milestone. We can encourage biking, which will make a really good impact on the town. But first, I want to go into my tourism and grab this lovely fishing pier. And now I don't even see where I want it to go. Right there. Plop that in right there. People can come fish and look at the lighthouse. So we now have trolley buses. We now have trams. We will have metros at 7,000. So eventually. But we want to go to our policies real quick and turn on a few that we just got, which must be under city planning. Yeah, so we want to encourage biking, and we want to filter industrial waste. That will mean these guys are going to pollute less over here, which is a good thing. Did we get our bus terminal yet? When did we get that? We get that at... What's this one? Yeah. This one. We get it at 7,000. Okay. So we're still a little ways away from that. But overall, the city's looking good. We got $500,000 in the bank. Our next milestone is at 7,000, where we get university areas, which I'm kind of excited about. And a lot of good policies that will really help the city. And we also get high density, but we won't build it yet because I wait until I get the high-rise ban before I put those in. So before we wrap it up tonight, I just want to revisit transit and see how these lines are working. And it looks like our first two lines are good. They're popular. None of the buses are full, though, so we could probably even cut down to a smaller bus or cut some buses off of there. Like we could go to this one that's 22 and just have some, different buses roaming the city. Here, again, we're only half full on any given bus, so we're gonna bump that one down to this one that holds 25. Just so we've got a different design bus on all these different routes. This guy that's, doing nothing because there's really nothing out here. We're just going to leave it alone. No point in messing with it. Bus line 4, however, is getting a decent number of passengers, though again, we're only about half full. We've already used those two, so we'll just leave that one alone. Leave that with regular city buses. And then our new line down here, I mean, people don't even live down here yet, so it's going to be a while before we have any idea of what that looks like. But if we come up here and, whoops, look at the bus. Now we've got a different style bus than is on, say, this line out here. Just a little bit different. And then the same is true for this line. Totally different style bus. And I like having the just different visual looks to our buses. So, park's still making bank, not as much as it was. But then again, the city has spread out quite a bit, and there's not as much reason for them to have to focus here. So they're probably, you know, a little more on mass transit now. But we are seeing good utilization of our walking paths, so I just realized this one is not connected. Let's connect that. There we go, now it is. But lots of pedestrian use. And then, because we turned on Encourage Biking, if we go into City Stats, if we click the right one, and turn off population changes and go to cyclists, you can see when I turned that on, we averaged about 70. Now we've got 140. So we doubled the number of cyclists in town, and we can do even more next time we play because now we have a lot of roads that have bicycle lanes. And so we can kind of create like a bicycle network, a highway for bicyclists, if you would. Don't know that this is going to get all that busy back here. It's not got a lot of direct highway access. Like this over here will be busy. I don't know that this over here will be. So I think to meet this commercial need, we are going to put in just a little bit here. I'm going to keep it off the intersection so we don't have cars turning right by the intersection. But I think we're all right putting some of this in here. I made a really strange bridge. I don't know how I feel about that. Just to get a bit more activity in through there for commercial. And maybe even right here, it'll do some strange things to the land, but we can adjust that later. We've got a pretty big commercial demand, so I want to make sure we're meeting that. We'll even do just a small row of shops right there. But again, we're leaving the cemetery over here to be its own little park, basically. Just a nice set-aside area to go remember. This won't get anything zoned. I don't think I'll zone anything there, because I anticipate people using this as a cut-through, even though they shouldn't. I mean, they already are. So these guys are coming over from this highway connection. Then we don't really have anybody going out that way. I thought there was a highway connection over there. I guess not. Our other highway connection is here, and that's where the two different highways... Actually, these highways merge in two different places. That's cool. And then we connect via a highway again? Okay. Guess that's your bypass? No, that's not really a bypass. That's... longer, probably? Probably. But whatever. We don't have really a lot of people coming in that way. Most everybody's hitting us through this roundabout right here. And then some coming this way. Cool. I feel good about where we are. We're at 5,400 people on our way to 7,000. This area will grow in over time. Unemployment only at 3%, so that's looking fantastic. Which means we are going to see some places complaining about not enough workers. It'll balance itself out as all of this residential fills in and begins to upgrade. You can see we've still got a lot of open lots. But as they upgrade, this is the button I want to push. As they upgrade from these level 1s to some darkers, like we have our first level 5 right there, boy. Nice. So as these guys start to upgrade, they'll have more people and be in really good shape. I'm kind of surprised by the people actually using that pedestrian bridge. I didn't think that many would, but really popular. And I like that. Like, that's a lot of people. Cool. Awesome. So let's wrap it up there for tonight, guys. Bit of a shorter stream this evening, but I had some things I had to take care of at my normal start time, so it happens. Tomorrow we should be able to start right on time. My mom says she's going to drive herself to work tomorrow. We'll see if that really happens. She has a really bad back, and she's 71 years old, so sometimes she drives herself to work, sometimes she doesn't. But make sure you follow me on Twitter so you get announcements of my live streams, videos, and other nonsense that I post, including when my live streams are going to start off schedule. And then you're subscribed on both YouTube channels. The first one, I have City Skylines, Superborn, GTA, and eventually later this year, Astroneer. All edited videos, as well as other things from time to time. And then on the second channel are all those live stream VODs for both Twitch and YouTube in 1440p at 60 frames per second. So they look a lot better than they did when they were live. That's for sure. And come hang out with us on the Vainglorious Discord server if you're not already a member. We would love to have you. I'm not going to do a raid this evening. I'm not feeling the greatest, to be honest. So I just kind of want to go chill instead of having to sit and talk to whoever I raid. So I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you tomorrow right back here in more City Skylines. Have a great night, everybody.